A major automotive manufacturer is warning that at the rate we're going, we could be heading down a path for disaster for both automotive dealers and new car buyers. It could be that new cars are 40 to 50% more expensive because of EVs, but also that there'll be less of them available, meaning that dealers don't have enough cars to sell. What do you mean by this? Well, Stellantis, which is the company that makes Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, those kind of vehicles, is saying that vehicle tech costs could mean smaller market for new cars. So the manufacturing of electric vehicles might seem like it's less intense than gasoline or diesel or internal combustion engine vehicles that have a lot of moving parts, pistons and lubricated crankshafts and all those kind of things. It seems simpler to build electric motors and a battery, but there's a lot of tech that goes into that, right? It may not be as intensive manufacturing, but the tolerances in tech might be more significant. And according to their CEO, the cost of technology, the kind that will power electric vehicles, has real implications for the auto industry and its employees and could lead to future cuts. They're already cutting jobs in automotive manufacturing even before EVs are a large percentage of the sold vehicles. EVs are somewhere around 5% of new cars sold, maybe 10 in some markets. They're already cutting manufacturing jobs because of the EV switchover. And it can have more of an impact than just jobs. It could have an impact on buyers. One of the challenges, if not the biggest one, it's getting the price of the vehicle reasonable for consumers. What they're worried about is if they do not make changes, we will end up with an overall electrified powertrain which is 40% more expensive than conventional. So at the rate they're going right now, electric vehicles are going to be 40% more expensive than gasoline vehicles for the cost of the car, not counting the cost of electricity to plug it in, everything else. 40% more. So they're saying it's going to be a challenge to make it affordable to the middle class, because already new vehicles are way more expensive than they used to be. Right now, vehicles are averaging $42,000 for a new car. If you add 40% to that, now you're talking almost $60,000 for a new car. If you add 40% to a $42,000 vehicle. So what this CEO is warning is that if they don't make changes to the process, new cars are going to cost 60 grand for electric vehicles, and they're not going to sell as many, partially because of the cost, but also partially because of the production process. And the other warning is for the dealer side. If middle class consumers don't buy so many vehicles, that means the market will shrink. And if the market shrinks, we don't need that many plants. And then that's like a domino effect. You know, you don't have as many plants, you don't have as many employees, you don't have as many suppliers, as many dealers, and that's an employment problem. It also undercuts the climate goals. So if you want people to buy electric vehicles, if they're $60,000 or more, then you're not going to sell as many and there won't be as many on the road. If we cannot sell EVs to the middle classes, then the volumes, meaning how many you sell, are small. And if the volumes are small, the impact on the planet is limited, and that destroys the purpose of what EVs are supposed to do. The industry will go from hero to zero in 3 years if they don't find a way to get the cost down. By the end of the decade, 2028 or 29, I predict that the transition to electric vehicle from combustion vehicles is going to be one of the biggest cases of management, industry transition, and even consumer adoption in the history of the Industrial Revolution.